Tony Polecastro here from Tony's Acoustic Challenge. Fingerstyle guitar sounds incredible, but you may be sabotaging your playing by making one of the 5 most common mistakes. So in today's lesson, I'm going to show you what those mistakes are and how to easily fix them. Plus, I want you to stick around at the end because I'm going to share with you a bonus exercise that proves fingerstyle guitar isn't as difficult as it seems. So the first mistake is quite simply hitting the wrong strings. And you could remedy this very easily by assigning your picking hand fingers to specific strings. Here are 2 examples. You can take your thumb and assign it to the low E, the A, and the D string, your index finger the G, middle finger the B, and ring finger the high E. An alternate way to do this, a more traditional way to do this, is to take your thumb, the same low 3 strings, the E, the A, and the D, index the G and the B, and your middle the high E. The next mistake I see people make all the time and really struggle with is picking hand position. A lot of times it's awkward or incorrect. Bottom line, I want you to have good technique, good timing, and good tone. So I'm going to offer up 2 suggestions for picking hand position. The first is more of a banjo-inspired position where your pinky actually rests on the face of the guitar. Some people call this a no-no, but it actually offers really good stability and great accuracy. The other anchor point you can provide yourself is to take the meaty part of your picking hand and place it on the face of the guitar. And that'll again give you a good solid anchor point and a way to easily access the strings and feel like you're kind of grounded. Mistake number 3 is actually flicking the strings, okay? I don't want you to feel like you have to flick the strings and not move your hand at all. In fact, I want you to do quite the opposite. I want you to use gravity to your advantage, and this is particularly applicable to the thumb. I want you to let the string kind of hang into the thumb and then let the thumb just fall off the edge. That'll give you the best tone and ultimately the most control. For your index or middle finger, I want you to let the string kind of indent the pad of the finger and then slowly remove that finger and let the string kind of roll off the end of your finger. That'll give you the best tone and again, the most control. Mistake number 4 is limiting yourself to only one finger picking technique. There's a whole bunch of them out there and each one offers something a little different. In fact, I'm going to show you 3 different ones right now. The first is using the pads of your fingers, and this produces a nice bluesy kind of thumpy sound. Here's an example. The next is using your finger nails, okay? This is going to give you a much more delicate sound. Think almost like a harp. Here's a quick example. A little bit more articulation. And if you're looking for articulation and cutting power, you have to try finger picks. Finger picks offer a ton of volume and they actually help you pick a little bit faster because the release of the string is much slicker off of a metal or plastic finger or thumb pick. The final mistake that I see people make, and this is one that can really change the game when it comes to your guitar journey, and that is when you're trying to learn a song, you look at everything all at once. And of course, it seems almost unattainable. It seems impossible. It seems like there's too much going on. The way to fix this is to isolate patterns that you see. For example, look at what the thumb does. Maybe it just bounces between 2 strings, right? That's pretty simple. And then look at what the melody does. Maybe it just does. Well, that's pretty simple also. But when you combine those 2 things, it sounds difficult. So again, the key is to separate those things and look for patterns. Look for things that will simplify a song. Another common way to do this is to just first start looking at the chords of a song and see what the basic skeletal structure is, and then start adding things that make it more difficult the more comfortable you get with the song. And as promised, I want to show you a bonus that really does prove fingerstyle isn't that difficult. So what I want you to first do is grab a chord. Any old chord will do. For this, I'm going to use a C chord. My ring finger will be on the 3rd fret of the A, middle 2nd fret of the D, index finger 1st fret of the B. And I'm going to assign my fingers. My thumb is going to tackle the A string and the D string, my index finger the G string, and my middle finger the B string. And first, I'm just going to start with bouncing my thumb between the A and the D on the downbeat, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, I'm gonna start pinching, okay? I'm gonna use my thumb and index, and then my thumb and middle. Again, on the downbeat, that'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm just gonna stagger the fingers. My thumb will trigger, then my index, then my thumb, then my middle. And then you can repeat that pattern. This is an 8th note pattern, and I'll count along with it so you can see how it sounds. Here goes nothing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So there you have it. A great exercise that shows how simple fingerstyle is, and it gives you an opportunity to try and fix some of those mistakes you may have been making. Thanks so much for watching this lesson. Just by showing up today, you've become a better guitar player, and for that, you should pat yourself on the back. Now, I want to know how this lesson went, so please let me know in the comments below. Plus, if you have any other fingerstyle guitar tips for your fellow guitar geeks, you can leave those there as well. If you enjoyed this lesson, I know you'd be a perfect fit for Tony's Acoustic Challenge. Tony's Acoustic Challenge is an acoustic guitar program like you've never seen before. To learn how it can take your playing to the next level, including your fingerstyle guitar technique, I want you to click on the link in the description or here in the video, and don't hesitate to request your invite today. Thanks so much, and Guitar Geeks Unite!